All right, welcome back to the 24 Days of Personal Branding Challenge. It's day 12, and today we're going to get crystal clear on who it is that you work with. You'll know who your audience or ideal customer or client is, and that's going to help you make a lot of decisions moving into everything else that you're doing. So we've worked on this a little bit on day 1, where when you're answering a bunch of questions about yourself. So you are going to want to grab that so you can reference it. Let me pull that up here. But to begin, if you're not familiar with what an audience or an ideal customer avatar is, I want to share with you a couple of different definitions so you can just get really clear on what it is I'm talking about. So a target audience is a group of people identified as likely customers of a business. People in a target audience share demographic similarities such as age, location, or socioeconomic status. Defining a target audience helps create more efficient marketing messages. Now, customer avatar is a representation of your ideal customer. Sometimes it's also referred to as a buyer persona, marketing persona, or customer profile. This is the type of person you know will want to purchase your product or service. Another definition is a fictional character who wants needs and pain point. A fictional character with wants, needs, and pain points. A detailed profile of a single individual depicting your target audience. So your ideal customer avatar or client avatar is basically one person of your entire audience, and you're just getting really clear on them. This says a comprehensive outline based on research and data, a best case scenario, such as they spend a lot, they make recurring purchases, or they promote your brand. So you want to get really clear on what this person is. And the reasons or the benefits for that is it's going to help you fully understand who you're trying to reach to make sales. This person will also more likely spend more on your services or products because they like your brand. You want it to be someone who will make repeat purchases and refer your business to others. That way your business grows and the customer gets what they need to solve their problem or make their life better. Having an accurate avatar of your ideal customer allows you to tailor your marketing messages. Plus, it will enable you to improve specific business areas such as user experience based on who it is that you work with. So let's get into getting clear on who this person is. Like those definitions said, the more clear you are on who it is specifically you work with, you'll know, again, what marketing to put out, what offers to put out, where they're hanging out. So once you have this, of course, you can go back and update it, but having it is going to give you that foundation of clarity for who you're actually working with. So if you get your workbook from day 1, the one that says get clear on who you are worksheet, you'll see that there's a section that says get clear on your ideal customer or client. And then there's a couple questions there. So you can reference what you already have there to answer the questions that I'm going to ask here. And the way that you can get the answers to these questions is, first, you're going to want to do research. You can do it on your past or your current clients or customers. And you can either base it on what you just know about them, or you can ask them either in a survey format or a one-on-one call or a group call or in person, because having this information on who it is that you're trying to work with, like I said, is just going to give you a lot of direction and clarity moving forward. And you can, once you have this, you might also go back and update some of the other things, such as what your offers are, or different things like that, now that you're more clear on this and you're about your personal brand statement, because you're going to get a little more clarity around this versus what we did in day one. So you're going to end up creating a avatar profile, essentially. And again, this is going to be in the workbook where you can fill it out and print it out if you want. So if you haven't signed up yet for the free challenge, just go through, click the link and put in your name and your email, and you'll be able to access that once I upload it. So some people like to, with this, they like to make up a name and a picture of what your person looks like, so you can just visualize them. What I like to do is think about an actual person that I know, whether it's a past current client or someone that I think would be a good client. That way, it's just easier for me to, when I'm thinking about all these different things about them, that I can put them in my head. And then whenever I'm writing content, I can think like, okay, I'm writing this as if I'm talking to this one person, versus trying to write things or create things and they're made to help someone that is made up, right? So you're going to want to get a photo and a name. And again, that can either be a fictional person or someone you actually know. Now you're going to go through and answer demographic information. And again, all these questions are going to be in the workbook. If you want to be able to print that out or just see all the questions written out, you'll be able to get it there. So what is their age range? It's up to you if you want a very targeted age range or if you want to go more broad. When you're answering any of these questions, I like to think about who has been your best clients or customers, the people that keep coming back to you, that refer people to you, that you love working with. That's a big thing. So what is the age range of those types of people? And always keep in mind what it is you do, what you offer, and what would make sense for that, right? What is their gender? Or does that matter for what you do? What is their marital status? Are they married? Are they engaged? Are they dating? Are they single? Are they divorced? And certain, for each of these, it's going to be more important based on what your industry is. So like, if you're a divorce lawyer, of course, you're going to be working with people that are currently married and want to be divorced, right? Versus someone that's single, that's not going to be your target audience, right? Location, does location matter for you? Is what you do you only work with people in your city or your state, or do you have an online business that people can live anywhere? Is it, they could be anywhere, but they need to know English because you only do things in English? So answer that and think about that. What is their job or their occupation? So, what do they do, right? To make income? Are they a stay-at-home mom? Do they have a full-time job? What does that look like? And what is their income? And that's important. Of course, it has to go along with what you're saying their occupation is, but for their income, that's going to also affect what kind of offers price-wise you're putting together. Because if someone, you're saying they're a single mom and they have a job that they're living paycheck to paycheck, they're probably not going to be able to afford something that is $10,000 a month, right? Versus if it's someone that has hit their first $1 million in their business, they might be able to afford something more expensive. Do they have kids? Do they have pets maybe? What are their habits and their hobbies? So everything that you're writing down, you want to keep it in the lens of what you do, right? So, and things that are relevant to you. So if you put down that one of your hobbies that you love is hiking, it might make sense that you work with other people that also enjoy that, because you'll be able to connect on that level, right? What is their religion, or does that matter? So I'm Catholic. The people I work with don't have to be Catholic or Christian, but I do reference God and the Bible and all those things. So if they're someone that is really put off by that, they're probably not going to be my ideal person, right? Race, does that matter? If it does, put down what race they are. Put down their education, what level of education do they have? And then lifestyle. So this is where you can kind of get more into what type of person is this? And that kind of goes into the hobbies and habits and all too. But if you can get clear on, is this the type of person that drinks a green juice in the morning and goes to Pilates? Or is it the type of person that has 3 kids and she works out at home between naps, right? So those two different people are very different, and how you're going to market to them, what you're going to create for them is very different. So that's, again, why you want to get clear on all of these things. Next, we're going to move into what their goals, their dreams, and their values are. And again, be sure to think about what your industry and your niche is when you're going through this. So what are their dreams or their goals? What are they trying to achieve? And what are their values? So just write down anything you can think of that is relevant to what you do into those questions. Resources, where do they gather their information? Where do they read books or websites? Do they attend online conferences? Do they attend in-person conferences? And this section is going to give you a lot of insight into then where you're going to be marketing yourself or networking. Next is challenges. What are their pain points? What challenges are they facing? And again, all relevant to what it is that you do. What problems are they trying to solve? Where do they get stuck? And what frustrates them? So really dig into, and if you are basically your past client, think about the things that you overcame. And again, you can also ask your current or past clients or someone you think would be an ideal client, all of these questions. Objections, what are the reasons for objecting to purchasing your offer? This can be things that you've heard before, people have said to you, and then you'll be able to use this to either create a counter for it or to create content addressing what their objections would be. Background, how have they tried to accomplish their goal, or how have they tried to overcome their pain points before? And what worked and what didn't work about what they've previously tried. Because if you know that information, you'll be able to create content and offers that fill that gap, right? How does this person buy? Do they talk to their significant other first? Do they tend to just randomly buy things? Do they make decisions quickly? Or do they take a really long time to think things over? Do they read an entire sales page, or do they not care about that information? Just as much detail as you can put about how they buy. Next, you're going to want to get clear on keywords and how they find what it is that you offer. So think about where they search for things and where they seek out information. So do they tend to Google things? Do they search things on a certain social media platform? Do they have a mentor that they go to, or a group or a mastermind that they're in? Do they have a coach that they go to? Do they talk to their friends or their family? And where do they tend to hang out, whether that's online or in person? Is it a certain social media platform? You realize a lot of your customers or clients are really drawn to a certain one. Do they listen to podcasts? Do they read books? Do they attend events related to your industry? Because, for example, if you're saying you're going to go all in on speaking at events to get in front of more of your ideal person, but then you realize your actual ideal person doesn't attend in-person events, then it's not going to actually help you reach your goal. So anything you're doing, you want to make sure it makes sense for who this person is. You also want to know what words and phrases they search. So then you'll be able to put these words and phrases into your content and your offers, and how you'll want to use their language when you're putting things together, because that's how they're going to be able to find you. And what I mean by that is, someone might say my ideal person does search how to figure out what my audience is, but they never search what is my ICA, which stands for ideal customer avatar. Me knowing they probably aren't going to search something that has so much marketing jargon in it, if they're not in marketing. That's going to help me be able to write things and word things in a way that, one, they'll find, but two, they'll understand and want to listen to or watch or whatever. So now that you have all of that information, what you're going to do is put it all together. So if you have the name and the photo and the age, you can put all of that on kind of one page or one space. And then you're going to write down what their number one main problem is. And this should be something that umbrellas everything that you do and is relevant to that. So then everything you do basically falls under that into different categories, like we were talking about in the content pillar training. And then I just want you to write either a paragraph or a page, as much detail as possible about this person. So you're just really clear on who it is that you're helping, where they show up at, what their day-to-day looks like, what they're struggling with, what their objections are. Just write it all out into one long paragraph type thing. So then you can always reference that and refer back to that. And then once you have that written, you'll be able to use this when you're making literally any decision moving forward, whether that's if an offer makes sense, or which social media platform you should be on, or where you should spend your marketing budget if you have one. Having all this already written out and clear for you, especially if you're asking it to people that actual people. Because if you've had, say, 5 amazing clients or customers and you answer all these questions based on their actual information, you'll be able to create basically a summary of everything together and then use that to make decisions that are the best for you and your business moving forward. So that is all that I have on that. Because of the holidays, I'm going to skip the next, what would be the next 2 shows. So next Thursday and Tuesday. No. Yeah. And then we'll be back next week, I believe on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. But again, if you have any questions on this, just comment directly under the video inside my website once you grab the link for the actual freebie where you can log in and watch all of the replays. But that is all that I have for now. I hope that this served you and you're having a great holiday season. All right, bye guys.